We need a little Molech news. Let's start it off.
Yeah, everyone, you can sing along too. It's Molech News. He's out there to eat kids and Jews. It's Molech. Molech News. It's an update, everybody.
Hopefully we'll land on Uranus. Nice.
Molech news, everyone. I got 2 videos here. Here's the first one. Just a little activity at your local IHOP.
What the fuck?
It's not even a
what
bite.
dog he tries one here. Watch it. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy.
That's why I take my chances of getting shot at a Waffle House than going to an IHOP.
Waffles are great. Take that back.
I love Waffle House. I
fucking
love Waffle House.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather take the chances of getting robbed or shot at a Waffle House than seeing some fucking douche in a dog hat try to eat French toast.
He's more than a hat.
I'd rather, yeah.
The whole thing. It's disturbing.
Gonna have to
I'd
take
rather
him
go
to a
somewhere I
park
can
after
fight
that.
someone than have to
You see
use
all
their
the-
pronouns. Okay, how about that?
Fucking.
We fight over real reasons, not fake news.
Fake news.
Okay, so that was just an appetizer, really, for the main show, which was this person. It's a group of people. They have they're trying to see a kid, an underage kid, if they can have the government help them transition without their parents knowing. Now, these are adults sort of doing the bait and switch. But it's just sort of interesting. I want to get your guys' take. So these people, this was on Libs of TikTok. They called the Trans Youth Equality Foundation, posing as a 13-year-old girl, asking about how to receive gender-affirming care without parental consent. We don't have to play this whole thing. It's like 4 minutes long, but I thought you might see what you guys think of it. We can pause it whenever you want me to.
You guys offer gender-affirming care for youth?
We offer support or resources to find gender-affirming care. We're not a clinic. And so we do our best to, help parents navigate a little. What state are you in?
I live in Tennessee.
All the crazy people are in Tennessee. I'm starting to notice this more and more. I thought about moving to Tennessee, but the more I have done crazy news stories, a lot of it's coming out of Tennessee.
This is a great state to live in.
Okay.
Oh, yes, far. So for your child would have to go out of state, correct?
Well, I'm actually the child. I'm 13.
Oh, hi. Your voice sounded like a bird's voice.
So she goes on to explain how she could emancipate herself from her parents at HD. Have you doing a bunch of cocaine over there, Sunshine?
No, my nose is just. I knew somebody was going to say something.
I
was jealous.
My nose
I was
just
jealous a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Do a big fat rail.
I would admit to it if it were true, but it's not.
Sorry. Just making sure. There's a
They're very.
There is a mute button, I think, somewhere on the computer you can hit in between your snorts of cocaine.
Right leaning, and they do not support my transition or even me identifying, with he/him pronouns.
I know it doesn't probably help to hear this, but once you're 18, you'll be able to do whatever you want. Sometimes kids decide by the time they're 16-ish to get emancipated, as they say, to say get a little job and be on their own, which probably sounds terrible and hard, but it could happen, and it does for some. And when they're on their own and they're emancipated, they can make their own decisions about what medical treatment they want.
Okay.
Parents.
You know, of course, we do hear about parents that will get crazy and get like, you know what I mean, like abusive, and then kick them out or put them on the street or abandon them or beat them up, or you know what I mean. But there are parents, you'd be surprised. I mean, there are parents who say absolutely no way, blah blah, this is dumb, this is, you know, unhealthy, and it depends on how right-wing leaning they are, it depends on how religious they are, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in a long time, but right now they're very far right.
Right, like Trumpsters, you mean?
Yeah.
Goddamn Trumpsters. Fucking kicking kids out. What do you guys think so far? Feel free to interject here.
So I actually have something to say about this. And one of the last people that did my hair, she came from Wyoming, and she said the reason why they moved from Wyoming was because they were putting litter boxes in the schools. Okay, that was like a real thing.
Covered on Phantom Facts years ago.
That is a real thing.
I know, and I was like,
that is
holy
real.
shit. This was like 4 months ago, okay? And that there were children getting gender reassignment surgery without their parents' consent because like they can go to their teachers and cry about it, and the teachers will help them get reassignment surgery without the parents' consent. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? It's wild to me. I can't even believe that that's a possibility.
You can't get a tattoo at 12, but you can get gender changing surgery at 12.
You don't have to complete puberty to turn into another gender.
Well, and
That's
these are the
surprising
people.
in Wyoming.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that too.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you know
when I
what
was 12, I
happened?
wanted to be a ninja.
It was all those Yellowstone people.
Oh yeah, a bunch of rats.
Yellowstone liberals.
Oh, the other
I
side.
can have a Dutton Ranch too.
Thanks.
Crazy. It's just crazy.
That's great. It's yeah. I mean, Tennessee. May you know the politics in Tennessee? Are they super liberal, or how is that state?
You've got your pockets, like Nashville is super blue, like blue. But I would think the rest of it, I mean, because this state, I want to say votes red for the most state. I don't know if it's becoming purple, but I mean, but Nashville is such big. It's a big state, just like Colorado with Denver, and you got Fort
absolutely.
Collins, I think is
absolutely
on the blue train. But you got like the Springs and Weld County and stuff that are Republican.
Still red.
I don't know. It's just like that shit we saw in Memphis fucking last week.
Yep.
Like Memphis, I would think, but I don't know because of the Democrat.
I mean,
I don't know how to explain Memphis because we know Memphis, but I don't know.
If you lose the cities, you're going to lose the state.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, that seems to be.
If we lose Colorado Springs, we lose. That's what happens here.
You've already lost. You've got a Democrat mayor. You've already lost
scary.
Colorado. Colorado Springs is gone.
Yeah. Well, the worse than that, they're a sanctuary city. My sister lives there, so like 40,000 immigrants just came from Texas. Like she's already told that like within the last month, how much has changed. Like, like they're shutting down colleges to put them in there, to open up other things to put the college students in there. Yep. So things that make no sense. If I'm paying that much money, you better believe I'm getting my money's worth.
Let's play. I wanted to play this part where the woman sues and encourages the child to lie to her parents about her choice of college, and then she'll get a new chosen family.
Wow.
Do you think your parents expect you to go to college one day?
Definitely. They definitely want me to go to college.
I mean, if you could be brave and get yourself to think about a college, it's not, where the rights are. They don't have to know that's why you're going. Just like You know, you can be like, I want to go to Boston so bad. There's so many colleges there. You know, you can make reasons that you want to be in these other places because, right, a lot of people leave their state. And, you know, you'll find, I'm sure you've heard the expression chosen family. You'll find your chosen family, you know, that one day that will be like friends that accept you, become more like your family, you know?
And then it goes on. She's like, you know, do you have a friend that I could mail this to, a chest binder to make her feel like a boy? You know, so that way the parents don't find it. Can we ship it to another house? I don't know the legality of this conversation, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's legal. I don't know. It's scary. It's I don't know. Is it scary or is it just because obviously there are some kids that have I don't know. I'm trying to like play devil's advocate.
Change is being precedented because we are older. That's really happening. Like now that the options are out there, they're gonna have uneducated people making choices that they don't know anything about. I mean, if you see the statistics, like realistically, a lot of people are affected by this insanely. It's never, they don't show the long term. They show the initial choice, but they do not show the long term. So, like when you see the stats, the long term is horrible. So
yeah, but at this point, you just kind of wash your hands of it. You want to fucking go do it. But if you want to kill yourself
right
3 years down the road, again, that's on you.
How do you tell a 12-year-old that, May?
I mean, clearly they're going.
You get bought into that. Like I don't.
You do. You're around all these people that like see
make better
internet,
choices. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's put the people around you how you want to be.
What 12-year-old
also goes back to your parents?
Here's the thing: what 12-year-old knows what good association is, what good TV is, what's positive and what's bad information? What 12-year-old can decide that?
I have a 12-year-old, and he's very smart and he's very aware, but they're all the time. There are moments when I'm like, whoa, buddy, you need to like check your thinking on this. You know, just because this person said this doesn't mean you need to think that way. And I don't, he's kind of confused. He thinks he might be bi. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit what your sexual preference is, who you are. Just be a good person. But children today are so damn confused. They are so confused. I witness it firsthand all the time. Not any one of his girlfriends think they're straight. Not a single one of them. And
that goes back to what all these kids. I got a 10-year-old watching fucking some stupid TV show right now, and the facts that what is put on the screens and how the characters are, and then they get infatuated with these characters, and then they think it's that's how they want to be and how they want to grow up. Like you have to be that sturdy rock as a parent, and then eventually it's going to come out of your hands, and then it is what it is at that point. Like
as long as he stays a good ass person, I could really give a shit because I'm going to love him no matter what. And any good parent is going to love their child no matter what. I honestly just hate all of this bullshit. When we were kids, like we may have been confused at one point, but we figured it out rather quickly. It's just everybody's always confused now. The couple generations underneath of us are just confused about their sexuality all the time.
But when we were younger, it was maybe there was confusion or whatever, and you tried on a bunch of different hats, but you never once thought, oh, I'm going to cut my dick off. Or I want to grow a pair of boobies, but you can't.
Right.
Like, I don't.
When we were kids, if you knew you were gay, like you either knew you were gay or you knew you were straight. And there wasn't much of a gray area.
May had a great point. The whole point is that like their idols or the people that they look up to are doing all these things. So it's like our representation of what we were was different. So like when you look at all these people that like are doing what they want to do, which is great, but how are you not going to be confused if that's what your representation of as a idol is? I guess.
My question is sexuality is a different thing than being curious about your actual gender. You know, like
That's
you can be
true.
curious about your sexuality all you want. It causes no
Right.
harm to you and no harm to others. But when you're talking about your gender, you're wondering, you think that your brain is wired differently than how your body's created, and therefore you have to I mean, and it's something a kid would be convinced of easily. You know, you could
Mhm.
easily convince kids. How many have you seen those clips where a guy puts like $10,000 in front of the kid, and then on the other side he puts 2
Yeah.
Oreos, and the kid's
Yeah.
like,
I have.
"Yeah, Oreo me up, bro." And you know, and I feel
Double
like
stuffed all day. Let's go.
yeah, and so like, okay, should kids be wondering if they're bi at 9, 8 years old? Probably not. Shouldn't, you know, they
No.
shouldn't be thinking about that. But should they be wondering if they should get their dick cut off, or, you know, a dick, you know,
No.
or their boobs chopped off at age 9? No. It's not the
No.
same. It's not the same.
It's
No,
not.
you know, if a kid came up to you and said, "I think I'm you know, a chameleon, chop my leg off, I'll grow a new one," everyone knows, no, that's not a realistic thing to do. But for some reason, because we have plastic surgery, we think we can chop a dick off on a, you know, 13-year-old. And I mean, they don't do the I don't think they do the dick chopping off at that young of an age, but they give them puberty blockers, and they completely
Mhm.
Right.
change the format of their body so that it will
Right.
never recover.
Yeah.
That's,
And they
Yeah.
you
punish
know,
the parents. And they
Oh,
punish the parents for thinking that that's not okay. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
that's why
but
they're
it's
able to go
not.
through.
It is not fucking okay. I don't think if
It's
you're going
not.
to get gender
Absolutely
reassignment
not.
surgery, you have to be 25 years old. I firmly believe that you need to be over an adult age to actually be able to make that decision.
what
Because
you're
I
if you
just
saying,
finally
still
matured, and I'm 33. Okay,
Hey,
so let's
we
rate it up.
haven't
Let's go to
matured.
30. Let's go to 30. Let's go to
We haven't
30.
matured yet.
okay,
Late
that's
30s,
fair.
I
But I'm
think, is
just
where we
saying,
settle.
like if you're not through puberty, you don't get to make those choices. If you're under 21, you don't get to make those choices. You can't even fucking buy cigarettes in South Dakota under 18 or at 18 anymore. So
that's
It's
federal.
20. It's
That's
21 here. It's 21 here. So
yeah, it's 21
And-
here too.
Well, and that's the point. Like what you're saying, Sunshine, you would have your son removed from your care.
right.
I know,
for
and that's
saying something
disgusting.
like that.
Ooh.
Well, I
It
mean,
is.
at what point are you know, like we like to talk about how we're the rebels, and you know, but we are the biggest pussies out of all. I mean, look what they're doing in France and Germany. When is the last time you seen a manure spreader just spray Capitol building? I've never seen that in my life. And the Germans are acting like, it's a Wednesday. You know?
Oh,
Those France
God.
Gunskin, what are you doing on Wednesday? Gonna go spray horse shit everywhere.
Like what Naomi said, when you're
25, your
cortex.
prefrontal cortex is fully developed. This is just,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's if you consider it
Why
as a
would we care
moral,
about science? Ew.
no, think about
What? Science? Oh my god. Sorry.
think about the money maker this is. This is a huge money maker, because can you ever go off of those hormones? If you're
After a certain point, I don't think so. You know,
no,
if you
have
decide
to
soon
take
enough.
them for the rest of your life. So that's a constant client coming back to you. Why wouldn't you want everyone to have questions about their gender?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Because
the
they
end
can't
game
sell
is population control
Vicodin.
while people get rich.
Right. Right.
Low key, yeah, for sure.
You got to think about the parents that fight in court too. The courts are getting all that money because they got to get lawyers and court costs and all the things if they're fighting for their kids.
And the majority of people can't afford that.
As their parental rights fighting for their child, because that'd be me. I'd go stupid broke fighting the courts for that shit.
And the sad thing is you'd lose because it's set up to lose. You know,
Exactly.
I know,
and then your kid,
Exactly.
and then your kid comes back to you even more damaged and abused and yada yada, and then you don't even know that human being anymore. You know, and you
Yeah.
probably spent 5 years in prison for something that is just completely
Right.
asinine in the world we live in. Like when I
Right.
was younger, I'm thinking back right now, like not once, you had friends that were like, gay, bi, whatever, but you never had any of them ever mention, man, I should be a girl. Or hey, this girl, like you tomboys and stuff, like it was, hey, never I wanted to be a boy, or it was always,
Right.
my dad
Tomboy.
always joked that, he wanted a son, blah, blah, blah. But it was never to the point where, yeah, I want to become a male or I want to become a female. Like that never started until I fucking just recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it has caught fire. It has caught
Yeah.
fire.
Well, like, and that goes back to the kids too, because I think that's a big reason why they're confused is because it draws attention to them. It gets their parents' attention. It gets aunts and uncles, grandparents, teachers, friends, all of them, everybody's attention. So then they're getting showered with all this, not necessarily positive, not necessarily negative, but it's attention, one way or the other. And that's all.
Yeah,
That's
it's no
all. kids
different than
wants.
it's an acceptable temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Like they're both the same
Is
thing.
okay? That's kind of is the
If
new
you look
attention
at it,
tension? Is that what you're saying?
If
Because that's kind of
you
Yeah,
look at the
kind of crazy to say.
the long play of it, they say a lot of it is, I want the attention, I don't get the attention at home because mom and dad have to work 3 jobs just to fucking afford a roof over. It's all their play. It's all the long play. I mean, it's 100%. How in the hell can we turn the youth against, in a sense, to the parents and to the, and follow and funnel in into the values that we want them to learn and understand. Like, let's work their parents to death so they grow up and they feel lonely. And then when they come to them about wanting to be a girl or a boy, oh, you're not listening to me, I'm going to emancipate or I'm going to do this. And then they go become this boy or girl. And then they fucking kill themselves because they knew they made the wrong choices when all they wanted was a fucking hug at the end of the day or a something. But yet we don't have that time because we're busy fucking breaking our backs to live in this stupid fucking world that has been created for us.
Fucking preach, May.
Preach,
Fucking
man.
preach.
It's beautiful.
It's
true,
it's
though.
fear. It's fear.
And you're not wrong because I
think
do. I
parents are
work 3
scared.
jobs. And I'm a single mom and I work 3 jobs. And so my poor kid, if he's not in school, he's here by himself. Like it sucks